What's going on, guys, and welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where every single week I, Graham Giuseppe Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network, and we have a loaded weekend ahead full of Network and Chill episodes. There's a lot to catch up on in terms of stuff to review from the network and even from the E-Network from last weekend, so starts today. Today I'm talking about the latest edition of WWE Chronicle, focusing on the in-ring return and subsequent retirement of Paige, that aired after TakeOver Phoenix last Saturday night. Tomorrow, we're talking, I believe, Toto Bella's Season 4, Episode 3, entitled Troublemaker, that aired on the E! Network during the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. On Sunday, I'm talking the latest edition of WWE 24, focusing on WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. And then on Monday, I'm talking about Edge and Christian Season 2, Episode 8, May the Push Be With You. So again, there's a lot that aired on the network and on the E-Network over the course of last weekend. We will get to it all over the course of the next few days right here on WWE Network and Chill. I would have had these shows up, some of these reviews up a couple days ago, either on Monday and or Tuesday, but the last week has been incredibly busy, so bear with me here. But we are getting to them now. Better late than never, I guess. So like I said, starting today with WWE Chronicle, focusing on Paige. If you haven't already, check out past installments of Chronicle, focusing on Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, Dean Ambrose, Becky Lynch. They've all aired before big pay-per-views. The Joe one aired before SummerSlam. Nakamura one aired before WrestleMania 34. The Ambrose one, which is now kind of eerie looking back at it, now knowing that Ambrose is on his way out of WWE, aired right before Survivor Series. And then the Becky Lynch one aired before TLC last month. The Paige one was good. I enjoyed this one. This one focuses on, like I said, her in-ring return and subsequent retirement from the ring. I guess this was intended to be filmed. I looked at the Twitter of the producer, the guy who shoots all these Chronicle videos and some other stuff for WWE's YouTube channel. He had said, I guess this was supposed to be the first ever Chronicle, actually. That was, I assume, was supposed to go up over Royal Rumble weekend last year. But then the injury happened, so they scrapped it and they saved it for now. So the timing of it was really weird. I did not know this was in the works until it was announced, like the fucking day before it dropped on the network. A lot like the Becky Lynch one. So the timing of it was weird. All of this stuff happened in late 2017, early 2018. So again, why now? I have no idea. But it was a good special nonetheless. So we start off the special in November of 2017. Paige returns to WWE following a 12-month, not even a 12-month. She was gone from June of 2016 to November of 2017. So a 17-month hiatus from WWE TV. She finally returns, forms Absolution. She feels like her character fights through everything, even through the mistakes she made. Even through the mistakes that she's made, she still comes out of it better than ever. So her comeback meant a lot to her. We fast forward a bit to December 20th of 2017. We're in Pittsburgh. She just bought a new home there. She feels like it's a fresh start for her. She must have just moved away or broke up with fucking Alberto Del Rio, so she has a place of her own now. We go back to the return a month earlier. She feels like the new girl again before she goes out there, because she hasn't been with WWE on the road in well over a year, so it's been a very long time. She feels like the new girl again, a lot like she did when she first debuted on the main roster 3 years earlier in New Orleans. She gets a pep talk from Stephanie beforehand, telling her to just relax, go out there, have fun, and kill it, which she did. She called the return an out-of-body experience, and that she had never really felt anything quite like that before in her time in WWE. And she immediately called up her family. They were really happy to see her back. They were with her through the thick and the thin, during her dark times and the good days and all that other shit. And they were very happy and supportive of her when she came back to WWE. The very next week, November 27, 2017, she talks about feeling loved while she's being back and how the entire locker room is like a family. She talks her history with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, the two women that she had brought up to the main roster upon a return to Raw the week prior, forming Absolution in the process. She actually mentored, and not really mentored, but she served as a judge for Rose and Deville during their time on the 2015 season of Tough Enough, 2 years earlier. So now she's kind of serving as a mentor to them. She discusses the dark times and her struggles with the internet, the whole fucking like privacy thing. Not getting to any specifics, which isn't really necessary anyway. If you know, you know. If you don't, you can fucking Google it. She had a lot of problems in 2016, 2017, especially while she was with Del Rio, between the privacy and the videos and the photos being leaked, and then, you know, just the drugs that she seemed to be on, and all the stories that we heard of her in involving Del Rio at airports. It was fucking bad. And she's only 25. She goes, I'm only 25 and I have been through the fucking ringer, and I completely agree with that. I'm 23, so I can only imagine, like, the amount of shit that she's been through by that point in her life, and she's still extremely young. The very next week, December 4th, 2017, she finds out online before Raw that night on Raw, she's facing Sasha Banks in her first match back on WWE TV since returning, a few weeks earlier. Her first match on Raw, her first singles match on Raw in like a year and a half. So she's very nervous, but like nervous, excited type of thing. And she talks about wanting to share this story with fans and, you know, of her struggles, and wanted to help them relate to her so they can kind of relate to her and feel better about themselves and blah, blah, blah. She discusses how her love and passion for pro wrestling are what kind of keep her going no matter what. So she has the match. I remember it being a very good match. One of the better Raw matches of 2017, in my opinion. They had a really, really good match, and Vince was really happy with it. Triple H was really happy with it. And Paige was like, yeah, no, now I kind of feel confident. I can feel confident about myself and my abilities again. And she talks about how she was happy for everything that happened, and it all kind of happened for a reason, so she can get her head on straight. So she had a great attitude about the entire thing. And the part that sucks is that you're watching this. We're halfway through this thing. You're watching all of this, and you feel like shit. Because Paige is amazing here. Her attitude is great. She's so positive. She's so happy. But you know what's about to happen, so it sucks. She also talks about how great her neck feels. Because the neck is the reason that she was out on the sidelines for so long in the first place. She hurt her neck. In the summer of 2016, she had to have neck surgery. And her career was almost over then, but it wasn't. She came back from it, obviously. But she talked about how her neck feels a lot better. It's no longer a problem, blah, blah, blah. December 18th, 2017, that edition of Monday Night Raw, the first ever all-women's Royal Rumble match is announced. Paige starts crying in the ring when the announcement is made by Stephanie McMahon. She talks about how it's her goal to win the Royal Rumble, the first ever all-women's Royal Rumble, and to go full circle by becoming a women's champion again at WrestleMania. Again, really tough to watch this, knowing what's about to happen. And here it comes, December 27th, a WWE live event. And I was at this event. I was not at this event. I was at a Raw live event the next day in Hartford, Connecticut with the Raw roster on December 28th. This was December 27th. She talks about how she suffered whiplash during a live event, a 6-woman tag team match. I think against Sasha Banks, Bayley, and someone else, maybe Dana Brooke or something, Mickie James. But it was Sasha Banks who delivered the devastating blow that caused her to have complete numbness in her back for a little while. And she said she will always remember the moment and the numbness that she felt in that moment. And she felt nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to power through this. This is just another bump in the road, to my comeback. And I will overcome and become champion again. January 1st, the new year rolls around to December 2018, or rather January of 2018. The New Year's Day has arrived. She talks about being evaluated by doctors, and she feels like she's going to be cleared, and she's only going to need a week or two off. She's going to have to shake it off. She'll be fine. She's going to get the doctor's opinion on it, and she'll probably be fine after a week or two. And obviously in time for the women's Rumble, because why not? I mean, of course she's going to be in the Women's Rumble. She's been back, only a few months, and she's ready to compete in the Rumble, so why not? Then she finds out she won't be in the Rumble. Apparently, she has no fluid around a certain area in her spine, which is not good. December 9th rolls around. She goes to another doctor, finds out another diagnosis in regards to what her future holds. She calls her parents to tell them that her career is over. So, in a matter of like 30 seconds, we go from thinking, okay, it's no big deal, to then finding out she's not in the Rumble, to then finding out her career is over completely. And it's like, holy fucking shit. She even asked the doctor, can I have one more match? Can I please wrestle one more match? And they told her, you're lucky to not be paralyzed. So clearly no. She just breaks down in tears over the phone. Her family's trying to console her. This is so fucking heartbreaking. The Rumble rolls around backstage. There's Paige. Stephanie tells her that she should be proud for getting the girls to that point. You know, Paige is proud of them, but she's obviously really upset because she wants to be in the ring with them. Then fast forward to April 9th, so like 3 months goes by, and that was where she announced her retirement from the ring in the same building she made her debut in back in 2014. And we close out the episode with the fans chanting, "This is your house." Well, that was rushed. I mean, this was a great special. Don't get me wrong. It was about maybe 45 minutes. I don't think it was a half hour. I think it was a little longer than that. But the last 5 minutes were completely rushed. We went from her suffering the injury to her having no fluid in a certain part of her spine to finding out she's not in the Rumble. Then her career is over. She announces her retirement, and that's it. There's no follow-up, no nothing. I'm thinking, okay, maybe we'll get shots and some video of her, a SmackDown GM, even the announcement of her, a SmackDown GM. That would be a great moment to go full circle. The very next night, she became the SmackDown Live general manager. What a great, heartwarming moment. She's at home again in the WWE. Nothing. They fucking closed up the show with Paige saying, yeah, I'm done. No more wrestling for me. And that's it. You would never know that she continued, that she stayed with WWE. You would never know based off what you saw in this special. Obviously, she did stay with them, and she's been with them ever since, but we also have not seen her on SmackDown since the GM position was eliminated about a month and a half ago, so I have no idea where she goes from here and what more they can do with her. Overall, I thought this was a good special. Again, it felt very rushed. It only took place over the course of a month or two, and clearly this special was designed to be something completely different, with Paige, earning her road to redemption, on the road to WrestleMania, becoming champion again. It was going to be a cool story told, but then it got completely derailed by the injury, and she hasn't been able to wrestle since. So, well, that sucks. But, overall, the emotion was real. Paige came off really well here. So if you don't know much about Paige, if you haven't seen too much of her, if you only started watching wrestling in recent, the last couple of years where she hasn't really been on TV much, this special is worth watching for that alone. She comes across great here. She's obviously very happy to be back. She's in a much better place now than she was a year or two ago. The injury stuff is just completely heartbreaking. It's almost as bad as the Nigel doc. The Nigel doc was amazing too. That I would recommend over this. But at least the Nigel documentary, with all the bad shit that happened to him, at least it ended on a happy note. It ended on a happy note with Nigel saying, I got hired by WWE as a commentator. I've been really happy with them ever since. I have a family now. Nothing with Paige. She just announces that she's retired, and that's it. We don't even see the clip of her announcing that she's the new SmackDown GM. So I thought that was completely bizarre. Again, why they dropped this now, I have no idea. Maybe they just felt it was filler. They could have dropped it a fucking year ago and it wouldn't have made a difference. I just thought it was really weird, that's all. But it was good. It's worth checking out, absolutely. I just thought the timing was weird and the ending was very abrupt. But nonetheless, a great 24 special. And I think, you know what? Obviously, I'm an idiot. The reason they dropped this was because the new Paige movie comes out in a week or two. I think it comes out in select theaters on Valentine's Day and then the 22nd nationwide. So I'm hoping to go see it if a theater around me gets it. Hopefully it does. A lot of the WWE Studios films we don't get around here where I live. So hopefully we can see the new Paige movie, Fighting With My Family. It looks good, but that's probably why they dropped this. I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together before, but anyway, check this out. WWE Chronicle focusing on Paige. Good shit. Be sure to like this video, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. All that stuff is amazingly appreciated. Like I said, guys, a loaded weekend for Network and Chill. Stay tuned until tomorrow, where I'll be breaking down Season 4, Episode 3 of Total Bellas as seen on the E! Network. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your Friday. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.